could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us. This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
What's up, everybody out there in Michigan Chess and all around the nation? We're doing something big here. Of course, this is for Michigan Chess Association, but I am launching a new podcast called Chess is Like Basketball. And I don't know if you guys know, in the chess world, a lot of you guys don't know, I'm Coach Brian, but I was first called Coach Brian, coaching basketball, girls and semi-pro men's basketball and boys high school basketball. And so the people from the basketball world don't have no idea that I coach chess. And so one of the first guests that I had to have on, especially since we've had this big controversy of Hans Nieman, or Newman, I don't know how to say his name, but Hans Nieman, with the cheating scandal. Did he cheat? I don't know. Not much evidence, but he did admit to cheating on chess.com. But one of the games that he was accused of, maybe the game wasn't on the up and up, was a game against our very own international master, Ben Lee. Welcome, Ben Lee. All right. Now, of course, it's an honor to have you on the show here. One of the top players in Michigan history, one of the current Michigan State champion here. And the crazy thing about what just happened with Hans Nieman, Magnus Carlsen resigned a game because he thought that Hans Nieman had maybe took some liberties in his game that he played. Ben, what is your take on first Magnus Carlsen not refusing to play the game against Hans Nieman? What was your take on that? Were you surprised? What were you thinking?
Well, I mean, based on his world championship decision and his trainer not saying anything after he lost to Hans Nieman during this World Cup, I was not that surprised, but I was also, because Magnus has chosen to do many strange things in the past before, but I was also pretty surprised because I think this is like one of the first times a world champion has just resigned a game on one.
Right.
Yeah.
The first time in history.
If you exclude the Bobby Fischer just not forfeiting the games against Spassky.
Oh, that's true. You know what? The crazy thing, I didn't even think about that. And it seems like the commentators over the past couple of weeks, no one actually mentioned that. So that was a really big forfeit in a world championship match, by the way. So wow. Do you think there's any correlation between Bobby Fischer and Magnus Carlsen at this point? Because Bobby Fischer was kind of weary, he was kind of suspicious of his opponents as well. Do you think there's any connection there?
Maybe, because I was actually talking to my college roommate about this, because I was explaining the whole Fischer, how Fischer just he was very top, no one could really challenge him, and then he just goes bonkers because and then it's kind of like I just kind of see the recurring theme of Magnus Carlsen as well. Maybe he's just at his peak right now, and he thinks no one else should be able to challenge him, and he just doesn't know what he's doing.
Right. Okay. So, and especially since he's not going to defend his title anymore, and I thought that was enough drama actually for him to say, I'm not going to defend the title. then all of a sudden, like the number 1 and number 2 players in the candidate tournament were going to play each other, which it turns out that fortunately for China, Ding Liren will be in that mix. But the one interesting thing that I seen is, remember, I don't know if you remember in that candidates tournament, Ding Liren, I think, defeated Nakamura, or Nakamura lost, and that kind of flip flopped him.
Yeah, the last round.
In the last round, right? And Nakamura
Yeah.
made a comment and said that if it would have been reversed and Nakamura would have been number 2 going against Nepomniachtchi, he felt that because of the disdain that Carlsen has for Nakamura, that Carlsen would have played if Nakamura would have been number 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I mean, that is, I'm not going to even call that a rivalry between Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen because the score is so lopsided. It's one of the most lopsided scores of any of the Super GMs. But, Nakamura has a big following, a big platform. And when we're talking about this Hans Nieman cheating scandal, Nakamura did a lot to drive the speculation on that cheating scandal, to the point where Hans Nieman was kind of forced to kind of spill the beans at the Sinquefield Cup in an interview, a game after Magnus Carlsen resigned, and he talked about cheating before on chess.com when he was younger, and what do you feel about before we get into his current status, how do you feel about cheating in general, and how do you feel, should we give him grace because he made a mistake younger cheating online? What is your take?
Well, I think cheating in general it has to be taken seriously, but when you're a kid and you cheat once, I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, especially if it's online. And I mean, online, you don't know what people are thinking sometimes. You could just be messing around, and I mean, especially with kids, anything. But I think if once you grow up, and you're mature, then I think it's something else. But because you actually know what you're supposed to be doing. But if at Hans's age, when he's 12, 16, maybe not.
Right. And also, there's been so many people that have that are that believe themselves to be experts on what's going on as far as cheating. I've heard a lot of cheating stories throughout my life. I used to hold online tournaments, and I've definitely caught some children cheating. I actually caught an adult cheating in my kids' tournament. I let the adult play, and the adult cheated against my kids. It was ridiculous. But there was penalties for these players, but it's not worth it because the embarrassment that you will suffer when everyone knows that you cheat. Literally, this person that cheated in my tournament, I haven't seen him since because of the shame of everyone knowing that he cheated in a tournament with some children. And so it's just not worth it. And anyway, especially in chess, a game where, this is a game where we're really trying to prove our work ethic, actually. You know what I mean? It is some type of pride to say that, hey man, I pounded the pavement, worked for 2 hours a day. Some work for 12 hours a day, as Hans Nieman claims. And then there's some some fruits of my labor. As definitely because I've seen your rise from unrated to now international master. So cheating never gets you ahead in life. But that being said, there have been breakdowns of Hans Nieman's games compared to the top players in the world's history. And the breakdown showed that the cool thing is that what happened, these people literally went through all the games of the top players, or what many people consider to be the top players, and they tested the accuracy of them finding the engine's top moves. and it was proven in the study that, which is interesting to me, Bobby Fischer was the most accurate player with 70%, which was the most accurate player of all time. Kasparov was 69%. So was Magnus Carlsen, and they had a few others below. They had a known cheater, Sebastian Feller, who was a French grandmaster or whatever he was. Or maybe he was international master, and he got actually caught cheating and banned. I don't know how long he got, but they actually had him at like something like 79% or something incredible, right?
I think he was 98.
Was he 98? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's incredible. Now, and then they also showed the games from these top players and how many perfect games they've had in their career. And they showed Hans Nieman, even though we don't have physical evidence that he cheated, but they show that he had 3 times as many perfect games as the world champion and Bobby Fischer. Now, of course, some of the games, if they're 22 moves, they're miniatures. I can understand that could be perfect because you could study the opening and there's an opening trap and boom, you knock them out. But the ones that are over 30 moves and over 40 moves and you're getting 100% accuracy, I just don't, that's just hard for me to believe because the consistency is not there. If you're 100% on 6 of your career games, but then you turn around and play a game that's 51%. I mean, Magnus doesn't do that. You know what I mean? So that up and down, like perfect game and all of a sudden a trash game where it's like you don't even know how to play like a grandmaster, that's very inconsistent and that breeds suspicion. What do you think about those charts? Do you think there's some accuracy in that? What do you think?
Well, I think all this depends whether he's truly cheating or not. Because if he isn't cheating, then he could just be like just suddenly playing good games and then just not just playing normally for the rest of them. But I think that just statistically that's almost impossible. I mean, so like this I guess makes me biased to the fact that he is cheating. But on the other hand, like there are some people who just play like that. Like I know some like my chess friends who will just sometimes just play good games, other times just play super bad games. But the issue with them is that they don't play at 100%. 100% is just way too extreme.
Right. I mean that 100% sounds like a bad cheater. You know what I mean? Like why 100%? If you're gonna cheat, why not make it seem believable? So that's just a strange thing. But now these tournaments are these games, and you would know more than me because you have actually played Hans Nieman, and we're gonna get into that game. What were, like, for instance, when you played Hans Nieman at the U.S. Junior, what were the security measures at the U.S. Junior? I mean, were there, security guards? Are there wands? What was the measures that were taken to stop cheating?
I think they only had the wands. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just sync without the metal detector.
Okay. Now, the funny part about the cheating speculation is, hey, anal beads are plastic, so you could get you could get through the security with anal beads, and maybe a 3D printer could create a computer. I don't know, but that's a speculation. I think that's ridiculous. I think because do you have you heard the rumor that maybe there's a device where anal beads can be used to cheat in chess?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what is the mechanism to, like, submit moves to your anal beads? Like, I couldn't imagine what you would have to do to say knight f6. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's just a rumor. I don't believe that somebody. I don't think they. You know what? But it's so much prize money in some of these tournaments don't put it past people. You know what I mean? They you know, when people are money hungry, they will do anything they can. All right. So one of those 600% games, when I was looking at this broadcast and they were talking about the games and they actually went to the particular games, I noticed that Hans played you. And I was like, wait, what? Ben Lee? That's one of the games? Man, I immediately called. I made some calls and tried to get in touch with you, and boom, I had to get you on the show. And so I just want you to kind of tell the people out there, because I know this U.S. Junior wasn't your best tournament, but what round did you play Hans Nieman? Do you remember the round?
I think it was either my 7th or my 8th round. So one of the rounds in the end.
Okay. So I was thinking like, man, what if this was his first round? I mean, that is just like something that could take his trajectory a different direction. But so when you were playing this game, of course now, you know, everything came out later that, you know, he had some cheating in his past. Did you know about him cheating in his past or any speculation of him cheating on chess.com before you played the game?
Well, I think I knew that there were, I knew from online that some GMs from Europe were talking about it, but it wasn't like that widespread. They were just like thinking they might be cheating, and his games are a little bit suspicious, but no one really brought it up too much. So.
Okay, all right. So, all right, guys out there, all the Michigan Chess viewers, shout out to everybody. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Imploding Chess channel, please. We're going to have more content coming. And guess what? I have a big interview coming up this weekend. That's right, Susan Polgar from the Polgar sisters. We got her coming to the show. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to the video and stay tuned for our next one. Shout out to the Royal Oak Chess Club, Lansing. What's going on? Detroit Chess Killers, Detroit Chess, the OC3 Chess Club, and also the Genesee County Chess Club, the Flint Chess Club. Thanks for joining us. And the Ypsilanti Chess Club. Everybody, thanks for watching this. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, we're going to bring the game up now. The game, Ben Lee versus Hans Nieman. Boom. Here we go. And Ben, you can see the board, right?
Yep.
All right. And so you know what? Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to find that game again here. So I'm going to repost this board first. And grab this game again. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. No. Okay, here we go. And bam, bam, boom, boom, bam. Boop. All right, what do we got here? All right, here we go. Boom. This should be the game here. And Ben, you are white here. There we go. And Hans Nieman is black. And that makes it even crazier. You know, like for him to do that with the black pieces, and I definitely, you know, over the years, man, it's been my job to study everything you do because I'm a coach, right? And so I know how solid you are, and I have never seen, you know, this happen to you. Okay. Now, when you were playing this game, did you feel like, hey, I'm just playing bad, so it's just a part of the tournament? Or did you like feel like the real strength, like, man, this guy's playing like Magnus Carlsen or something?
Well, considering that I messed up like before my pieces were even finished developing, it's really hard to tell based on just this game.
Okay. So you admit that some moves you did mess up in the opening, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So this is a well, it starts off. It could be a Queen's Gambit decline, or it could be now. Looks like it's a Queen's Indian,
yep.
right? And so you played A3 here.
Yeah, I was actually surprised by his opening choice because online and when we played before, he always plays some fianchetto system, like with some king side fianchetto. So I was expecting him to either go Runefeld or King's Indian or like Benoni, some variation. But he
Yeah.
goes for the Queen's Indian, which I was like surprised from move one.
Okay. And so let's assume, but we can assume that he probably looked at some of your games in this Queen's Indian,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And maybe looked up a line and seen something. Maybe you're going at a certain pathway or something that wasn't that great, so he decided to change his whole thing. And another funny thing is his coach is, or the people claim his coach is Maxim Delugi, and
yeah,
they have said that Maxim Delugi actually had a cheating past. So it's
yeah, yes, yeah, that is true.
wow. So I mean, I mean, if your coach is doing it, oh man, okay,
Yeah, it's
yeah. Um, all right. So he plays Bishop A6, and then after you play Queen C2, he goes back to B7. You play Knight to C3. That looks like an okay move, and then the move C4 here. You played E4. That's the top move there. C takes D4. I mean, stop me if you have any comments of on any of these moves. Um, but it looks like you're playing the top move so far. Bishop C5,
yeah,
Knight to B3. Is it you're fine in this area, right?
yeah. This is all still in my prep.
Okay. Knight C6, and then Bishop F4. Okay. And here he castles. You played Rook D1. That's still a top move here. And he plays E5, Bishop G5, and then here he played H6. Okay,
Yeah,
now
this is the first move that I forgot.
okay. Now H6,
Yeah,
as far as the Masters database here, has only been played 3 times, but it has success because it's 3 wins by black. Um, so after H6, and I'm gonna turn on the engine too, actually.
yeah. I think there's only one move that works, and it's knight bishop takes f6. Everything else is just not good for white.
Okay, right. And here you played Bishop H4, and yeah, that's significantly worse than Bishop takes F6. Can you
Yeah, I
explain
think
why that
H4.
is?
Yeah, because I was like trying to remember my lines, and I think instead of h6, I thought he'd go bishop e7, which is the main line, I believe. Like instead of h6. So and then I was thinking f3, and then if he goes h6, I go bishop h4. So here I was thinking the exact same thing would occur. So if bishop h4 here, I thought he'd still go back bishop e7 to resolve the pin, and then I go f3 and it transposes to my prep again. But he
I
plays
see.
this knight d4, which just completely killed my dreams.
Right. And this is definitely a top move here by the engine. Here you went knight takes, E takes, and then here, uh, well, you go knight to D5. He plays
Mm-hmm.
G5, Bishop G3, and then knight takes E4. Um, these moves don't seem so hard, by the way.
No,
Um,
yeah.
you played bishop to D3.
Mm-hmm.
He goes bishop takes D5. I don't think these are hard.
Yeah, this is expected. Yeah, the knight takes g3,
Yeah,
and h takes rook e8 check. This is still normal.
yeah. I
And
can play
king
these
f1,
moves. I
and
mean,
yeah, and queen f6.
queen
I
F6.
calculated up to here, and I thought, okay, I mean, I might be able to hold the draw. He has extra pawn, but it's doubled, and his bishop on c5 is kind of blocked in. His king is roughly the same as mine. And
Yeah.
I've opened h file. Maybe I have something later like g4, rook h3. I mean, I don't know. Like, I have some squares I can use like f5 and h5.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, like it's probably not good, but maybe I can pull this in the long run.
Okay. And here you do play bishop f5, and then here he plays d3.
Yeah, this is just a shot. Because I think after bishop takes has or what the move is. I think
Rook a to
c8,
c8.
yeah, and my queen is just wow. My queen doesn't have anywhere to go. I have to defend e2. I mean, I have to defend f2.
Yeah.
But I can't go anywhere. Like I have to go to d2. Making this harass me even more fish e3.
Wow. And what is this? Rook e3. Wow.
Oh, you wants to target a g3 pawn.
Yes. He's also threatening rook takes d3.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, cause later, like when I played, before I even played bishop f5, like I realized my position was even worse than it's actually seemed. Because I was basically in like half a zig zone, even though there are so many pieces left on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I moved the bishop and this allowed d3, but I couldn't move any other piece. Like moving my d1 rook didn't do anything. Moving my c2 queen didn't do anything. Like moving my h1 rook doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Moving g4 just creates a weakness on g4.
Yeah.
So like even king g1, I mean that's just way too slow for these types of cooking.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe g4 to solidify bishop f5, but
Yeah,
I mean,
probably. But I thought bishop
doesn't.
f5 was just kind of a tempo because it was attacking e7.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Yes. So you would have to see d3, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So bishop f5, d3, queen takes d3, and then he plays queen takes b2, threatening checkmate on f2. You play queen f3, and here he played king g7. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
guards h6.
the guards h6. That's not a hard move to find. You take here, bishop takes d7, and then rook to e7 here. Makes sense. Bishop c6.
Yeah, but here I just rook d8 and it's wow, I can't stop rook b6, rook f6, and the f2 pawn.
Wow, yeah, look at that.
And there's somehow no way to stop it, even though all my pieces are out.
Wow, rook d8. Okay, rook d8, rook d6, and rook f6.
Just crazy.
Now that is a human move, is it not? I mean,
yeah, rook d8 is, but just like seeing this rook d8, rook d6, rook f6 while sacrificing a d7 pawn beforehand, like while playing d3 is something I don't think a lot of people see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now,
you have to see this entire sequence before you play d3.
Wow.
Lose a pawn.
Okay. Was he playing his moves fast, or how was it?
He spent some time on d3, but not a whole lot. Maybe like maximum 20 minutes, but
Okay.
but the rest of the game he just blitzed out.
Really?
Yeah, I think he might have spent like 20 minutes, then maybe 30 minutes the entire game.
But I will say this though, like, when you're dealing with and guys, of course, everybody's not an international master like Ben Lee. So when you have an opposite color bishops, guys, and your queens are still on the board, it's very dangerous for your opponent. Because the color that your bishop is on, those are the squares, the tender squares around your opponent's king, right? And so if you can attack that those dark squares around your opponent's king because you have a dark square bishop, that gives you an advantage. Am I right, Ben? Okay. All right. So here you played a4, rook d6, and it's just king g1, rook f6 coming, queen g4, and this is just... Now, these moves, I think, these are not like hard moves to see at all.
No.
No, these are not hard moves to see. Yeah. Yeah, these are not hard moves. And so, in your verdict, Ben, based off of these moves in this game, do you believe that it's possible that Hans Nieman cheated against you?
Well, it's hard to draw a conclusion based on my game, but there was a game they played like
Christopher Yu?
No, just in the same tournament, the U.S. Juniors.
Yeah, Christopher Yu.
Earlier.
That's 100% game too.
No, that wasn't in the juniors though. That was like Charlotte, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, but there was a game that he played against Nicholas Cheka, and that was 98%.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it was around 4 maybe.
Okay, I don't have that game. I don't have that game. But one of the games that was shown here by this is the game that was shown by Nakamura.
Yeah.
The game versus Christopher Yu, and Nakamura thought, wait, is this the game?
Yeah, this is the game.
This is the game that Nakamura showed, and Nakamura had a problem with the move King B7.
Yeah.
He had a problem with this move. I mean, hey man, I wouldn't know. That's why I wanted you to get your expertise, because you're on that level. What do you think the outcome is going to be? Magnus Carlsen has come out and he has now, said that he thinks that there was something strange about the game that they played against each other. The one cool thing about this is that it's brought people that have no idea what chess is. They're calling me and saying, hey, what is going on? And I like that. I like that attention, man. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to ride that wave here at Chess is Like Basketball, because, hey, man, drama is good in chess, man. You know what I mean? Like, we want the fans, man. We want the fans to come and check us out, man, because you're missing Ben Lee doesn't cheat. So you're missing his games, and, and we want more fans to come and watch. And so what do you think is ahead of us now? Like, is this going to change chess forever? Because there's been a lot of things going on. What do you think?
Well, I think in the super high-level tournaments, something's definitely going to change. Security measures will probably be tighter. Like, they might do a full-body search. But, like, in local, smaller tournaments, maybe, like, even national tournaments, maybe not. As long as it's an open tournament, I don't think security measures are going to change at all. They're still going to, like, at most do to one. Okay. Yeah, but, like, I think closed tournaments, invitationals, and like super high level tournaments, like those are gonna have tighter security measures for sure.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us here, and giving your take on the chess drama with Hans Nieman and Magnus Carlsen, especially since you've played a game here. The one thing I want to ask you, you know what? I'm not going to ask you in front of everybody in Michigan, but just let everybody know that we have a Michigan States Cup. It's coming back. That's where we're going to play all the other states' top players. And so make sure you guys stay tuned to the Michigan Chess Association Facebook page, because we're going to be streaming that live. Remember the last time we played, we got to the championship and lost to someone in the West Coast. But we got all the way to the championship with our team, and we're going to come back. It's coming back. It wasn't just a pandemic thing. They're bringing that back. And so we have a lot to look forward to. The States Cup, the Michigan Monsters will be returning to compete in the States Cup. I just want to thank you, Ben, for joining us here and giving your take. We appreciate it.
Yep, no problems.
All right, guys. For all of you who are watching, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you stay tuned to what we got coming up. We got Susan Polgar coming up next. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications because you're not gonna want to miss this interview. For Ben Lee, International Master Ben Lee, I am Coach Brian. Peace.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying.